Hey everybody, welcome back to Movie Master, where we rank, review, trailer react, and talk news about movies, TV shows, and sometimes video games. So, welcome back to the channel where I just talk a bunch of stuff I like, because, well, that's why I made this channel. So today I'm going to talk about why Miguel should go to Miyagi-Do in Cobra Kai Season 5. Now, this is all purely prediction and theory. I do not know if this will actually happen in the show. Maybe Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fan will merge back together. But who knows? Maybe we'll see what happens. I do believe that likely what will happen is that Miguel will likely go back to Miyagi-Do if Eagle Fan and Miyagi-Do don't merge back together. Now, this is a possibility, but I still think even if Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fan do merge back together, here's why I think Miguel will go to Miyagi-Do. I believe after Miguel comes back from Mexico City, he'll quit Eagle Fan and join Miyagi-Do like Eli/Hawk did. Since it was hinted at Season 4 that he was eager to want to keep training in Miyagi-Do, it would not be surprised if he still wanted to join them, and he would leave Eagle Fan and join Miyagi-Do. And this will kind of complete his look and make him like complete his arc and make him like a modern day Daniel LaRusso and a bit of a Johnny Lawrence. A more balanced modern day Daniel LaRusso, because a lot of people seem to compare Miguel to Daniel LaRusso. Whilst he does have his similarities to Johnny Lawrence, it seems he has more similarities to, well, Daniel LaRusso. And as many times, his mother, Charlotte Maria Jr.'s mother, would always say anytime he had a headband on, he would always look like Ralph Macchio, which always bewildered him, and he made him wonder, who is this Ralph Macchio, as he said in real life. But I believe this will kind of complete his arc and make him like a balanced Daniel LaRusso, but modern day. He'll be balanced. He'll know when to strike first and strike hard. He'll know when to strike back and strike hard. But he'll know to show mercy and honor when he does his fighting. And he'll know to be defensive and offensive and attack. But he balances them perfectly, which is why I like his character so much. He balances everything perfectly. And yeah, in my opinion, it seems, I think he'll join Miyagi-Do after Season 5. Because we'll kind of round out him going from Cobra Kai, where he went when he strike first, strike hard, and showed no mercy. Then when he went to Eagle Fan, when he striked first, striked hard, and showed mercy and honor. And then the third one will be Miyagi-Do, which will be standing for kata, balance, and more. So I think this will likely what will be happening, and Robbie will likely join Eagle Fan, depending on if to complete his arc and making a balanced Johnny Lawrence of the modern day. With a bit of Daniel LaRusso with him and inside him. Along with Miguel, same thing. He'll be a modern day Daniel LaRusso, balanced with the tiny bit of Johnny Lawrence in him. Now, this may not even happen. This may sort of happen, but who knows? Maybe Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fan will merge back together. I've heard some comments on other videos I've watched of other channels saying that maybe Bobby Brown would take care of the Eagle Fan dojo while Johnny's gone. I don't really see that happening, considering that, yes, whilst they could possibly happen, I don't really feel like that would make sense from a writing standpoint to bring Bobby out of nowhere. I think it'd be better to leave them with Daniel and Chosen and leave the Eagle Fans to train with the Miyagi-Dos. Either that or this could happen. Here's two way routes this could happen. A, Johnny does indeed leave Bobby Brown to train all the Eagle Fans, and the Eagle Fans and Miyagi-Dos become friends, but their dojos do not. And I think that's what possibly could happen. Or B, the one I believe will likely happen, is that Johnny will lead the Eagle Fans with Daniel and Chosen while he's away in Mexico, and then will return and take them back up, and will probably merge back with his dojo. I believe that's what likely could happen, in my opinion. I doubt Julie Pierce would join them as a sensei. She would join as a sensei, in my opinion, considering I think she'd rather it'd be better for her to mentor Tory, because, well, Tory seems like a likely one to mentor. Although, yes, a lot of people do indeed comment that I've heard many comments from other people, not on my video specifically, on other videos saying that, well, Tory should be mentored by Chosen because of his anger. I think Tory has more similarities to Julie than Chosen. Whilst they both have anger issues and they're both filled full of hate, Tory's basically a modern day Julie Pierce. She's pretty much a modern day Julie Pierce. The only thing is she isn't balanced enough. She pretty much has a lot of more similarities than Sam does to Julie Pierce of the modern age. Tory has anger issues, has past problems, and has suffered tragedy in her life. So she pretty much matches similarities to Julie Pierce. So I doubt that she will go to Chosen for advice. I think Tory would be better because Tory understands Julie. Tory would go to Julie because Julie would understand Tory more. That's just a side note I wanted to get off. I know this has nothing to do with the earlier part of the video, but I thought this would just make sense to talk about that because there's a lot of people saying that she could team up with someone else when Tori should, in my opinion, go to Julie. Obviously, she won't go back to Johnny, nor shall she go to Daniel LaRusso. I think she would probably likely go to Julie Pierce. And it's likely Julie Pierce will have a role in the 5th season, because so far it's been teased of her appearance. Her appearance has been sort of teased. Because yes, it has indeed been confirmed that the next Karate Kid, released in 1994, is indeed canon to the franchise. Although a lot of people think it's trash and none of the plotlines from that film or characters should appear, a lot of people like me, for who are fans of Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid movies, really want to see characters from that 4th film make an appearance. And watching it, I don't find it that bad. I can see why people don't always like it, but it's a pretty decent film. It's a decent film, and it does what it does well. I'll talk more on that when I eventually do a review on it by itself. But basically, I think this would be the perfect time to tap into the stories. I can see why it wouldn't have made sense to include her in Season 3, because, well, let's be honest, Season 3 had kind of its own relatively story going on at that point, and Season 4, same thing. Season 5, now that we're in uncharted territory, we can now see the appearance of the next Karate Kid characters. And no, a lot of people keep saying this, no, we will not expect appearances from Zhao Dre and his teacher, because we will not see them because they're reboot characters. Not necessarily. The one main reason is, well, the Miyagi verse is only of characters that have met Mr. Miyagi or stuff that's canon to the Karate Kid universe. That being the only things that are canon to the Miyagi verse are the Karate Kid Part 2, the Karate Kid Part 3, and the next Karate Kid. All 4 featuring Mr. Miyagi, the first 3 featuring Daniel, and the 4th one featuring Julie Pierce as their respective heroes of their films or series. Then Cobra Kai Season 1, 2, 3, and 4 are canon to that. This is the Miyagi-verse. It's where main events of the Karate Kid franchise endure. The alternate continuities are the 1980s and 90s cartoon, the Karate Kid video game from the 1980s, the Cobra Kai video game that keeps the first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai plus all the first 3 Karate Kid films canon. Well, first 4 actually. And then the 5th timeline, I'm pretty sure, is the reboot. So as you can already see, yeah, that's pretty much solving that issue. But even though I viewed off point, it's why we will likely see no appearance from the reboot characters. And I've already said that we will likely be seeing appearances from Julie Pierce. Could Eric or Colonel Duncan or any other characters from that film appear? I think it would be nice to see the next Karate Kid characters get some justice in here, but I think Julie would be the best one to introduce just by herself. Likely she may not. I think she will appear considering Tory needs someone to guide her. Chosen or Daniel. John Kreese is in prison. I doubt Terry Silver would be the best. Even though Watch Party has said that Tory will become a sensei, seeing that Tory now knows about Terry Silver bribing the referee, I doubt she'll keep trusting him. Kreese was like a bit of a father figure towards Tory. And since he's gone, she'll likely find out what happened to Kreese. And will likely lose trust in Terry Silver. And considering the fact her boyfriend Robbie is now gone off to Mexico and left Cobra Kai, that will even diminish her confidence more in wanting to keep staying in Cobra Kai. And I believe whilst this is happening, she'll be trying to mediate things between Sam, and possibly maybe trying to give her the trophy back or something. But I believe throughout the season she'll try to mediate things, and soon tell Amanda LaRusso that, well, John Kreese is actually in prison, and likely Daniel or something will visit them and ask them about it, and likely find out information about it. And then later on, it'll be likely at this point Johnny and Robbie are now both off to Mexico finding Miguel, and I believe that will be half the season where that's taking place in. Like, I believe 1 to 4 or 5 episodes. I think that'd be the likeliest bridgeway. Stranger Things 4 is already doing this. It's going to be doing it when it releases in the summer. I won't be doing any videos on Season 4. I'll be doing those far later when the season comes out. Maybe, I don't know, I'll do some maybe. But expect a lot more Cobra Kai content on the channel because I really love the show and honestly it has amazing writing. But nonetheless, I do believe that, yeah, that would happen. And besides that, pretty much what else could happen? I have really no predictions for the fights. Another personal thing is I like to see Sam and Tory team up. Not become friends necessarily, just team up. But give her a Hawk character arc where 3 seasons, well this time 4 seasons, she'll change sides. Because, well, overall, Season 2, we introduced who we felt sympathetic for. She was a very fascinating character that got corrupted by the Cobra Kai creed of strike first, strike hard, no mercy, and then pretty much became a one-dimensional villain during the entirety of Season 3. And then Season 4 kind of made her more of a 2 to 3-dimensional character. She was 2-dimensional in Season 2, 1-dimensional in Season 3, and now 3-dimensional thanks to Season 4. And well, now to Season 5, it's likely we'll see her over the course of the show try to mediate things with Sam. And likely Sam will try her best to get back their thing. I believe they could be good friends. Now, a lot of people who say they don't really like that idea, I think it could work. Sam and Tory have a lot of similarities. A, they're both female fighters. B, they're both strong, independent women. And C, they both trained under Johnny Lawrence. D, they both dated Miguel and Robbie. That has some connection. And while they both were friends with Aisha, and they have many more similarities. Besides that, not specifics like how poor they are. Yes, Sam is a rich girl, Tori's a poor girl. We don't need to get into that conversation. It's already been told thousands of times on the internet. But yeah, I believe they'll team up but not become friends. That could happen. I think it will happen in a later season. And yes, I do believe that Cobra Kai will go over 6 seasons. Because, well, 7 or 8 seasons. 7, 8 is the limit. 7, 8 is the limit. 8 would be the good amount of seasons to give it. 7 would be the good amount of seasons to give Cobra Kai. Like, if they wanted to end it, for example, 7 would be good. And I think that would be a great way to tell stories like, for example, Donnie and Jenny's friendship going forward into Season 7, Sam and Tori's Sarah and Tori's possible team-up, the appearance of Julie Pierce and a bunch of other characters, Mike Barnes, Terry Silver. Now, to quickly discuss on the Watch Mojo video, I do not think Robbie will try to bring Kenny back to life. Well, not yet at least. That will likely happen in the second half of the season. With the first half, Robbie's already journeying off to find Miguel with his dad. And how I believe that will go, I'll explain that later in the video. But for now, I believe that he'll likely try to bring Kenny back to the light in the second half of Season 5. Now remember, this is all speculation. Some of it's confirmed, some of it isn't. But what we do know is that it'll be split between 2 areas will be seen. Ecuador, Mexico. I believe Ecuador is in Mexico. I don't know. I'll Google check that up to check my facts. Fact check. I probably should start fact checking before I do my fact checking. I should probably be doing that before I make my videos when I want to tell a fact. Because like I did with my 9/11 speech. This is only one paper. I could not grab the rest of the speech. But nonetheless, that's pretty much it. And for that part of the section of the video, but now talking to what Robbie, Johnny, and Miguel could get up to. Now, already seen so far, we know that Johnny is going on to find Miguel. During the All Valley tournament, Miguel's injury reactivated again, and Johnny encouraged Miguel to go back out there and fight. Because, well, unfortunately, Johnny pulled a crease move. Back in 1984 tournament, I'm explaining this a bit. So backing up to the 1984 tournament, John Kreese had the best intentions. Yes, his champion and is sort of like a son to him, Johnny Lawrence, came in with his confidence shattered and with a black eye. His most loyal student, confidence shattered. And the next day he knew that since Mr. Miyagi had done it, he would not let him get away with it. Although there were some facts twisted up. Although I don't doubt Kreese would have given two BS's about any of that. But obviously his rivalry with Mr. Miyagi got to a standing point and boiling point at the All Valley tournament. And wanting to prove him and try and embarrass him in front of everybody by showing no hesitation and no mercy, told Johnny to fight dirty. This one shocking Johnny because he cared more about beating Miyagi and Cobra Kai being number 1 than his top student, who he wanted him to be number 1. In his misguided attempts, that ended with Johnny getting crane kicked in the face. Even though Johnny had good intentions with telling him to fight dirty since he was 2-0, it didn't mean he had to fight dirty. Unfortunately, this meant they had to fight dirty, and, well, although many people said that would never happen, Johnny couldn't have avoided the crane kick. The only 2 people I believe that can avoid it is Sato, Chosen, and Miyagi. Those are the only 3 who have known in the canon to be able to avoid the crane kick. So yeah, likely that would be that. And obviously that's when Johnny's life went downhill, and then obviously Kreese, frustrated with his student's failure and losing feeling basically being humiliated by Mr. Miyagi and Daniel LaRusso, pretty much patronized and pretty much just ranted and slammed down on the student. And after, well, saying he was off the team, and when Johnny said second place wasn't that bad, John Kreese lost his temper and put him in a chokehold and tried to kill him. Anyone trying to intervene, he slammed away. He beat up or threatened to, and then obviously Mr. Miyagi saved him. After that, well, John Kreese went into a poor man stage, blah, blah, blah. Karate Kid 3 events. Disappeared for a while, came back in season 2 after Johnny had already restarted Cobra Kai. But nonetheless, that's just to back up on that, when Johnny and Miguel came along, when Johnny mentored Miguel, it pretty much showed that they had a strictly sensei relationship in season 1. Then that in season 2 morphed into a sensei father and son kind of thing, like John Kreese and Johnny Lawrence had, but better. Season 3, it was more like a fatherish, sonish way, and then fourth season was like a father and son relationship. And 5 will likely be redefining that. I do believe Tyler was right in this video. Season 5 would be kind of redefining his relationship with Miguel and kind of redefining and building his relationship with Robbie. I think it's essential that Robbie, Miguel, and Johnny all head to Mexico City. It's essential for them to be there. It would make sense for the characters' stories. Back in Valley, the San Fernando Valley, Terry Silver, Chosen, and Daniel LaRusso would be around in their own thing as an essential arc to their characters back then. And then Sam, Tory, and Julie Pierce is possibly another trilogy. I do believe Daniel, Chosen, and Terry Silver will definitely happen. Tory, Sam, and likely Julie Pierce, I'd like to see that happen. I think that would likely happen. These 3 different arcs these 3 different trilogy arcs going on at the same time would be essential to serving the story of the series, in my opinion. And I think the main one I'm very excited about is the Miguel, Robbie, and Johnny one. Johnny needs to realize that he has to try and mediate things between Robbie and Miguel. They've now obviously gone way too out of hand, and he needs to find Miguel. But what I believe is that obviously at the start of the series, Johnny and Robbie will use Johnny's 98 Dodge Caravan and pack up and travel across America and across the states and across the border to find Miguel. And over this time, they'll stop in pit stops along the way, and it's likely Johnny and Robbie will bond over their shared things of being with Kreese and Cobra Kai, and their similar lives and everything, and they'll soon pretty much iron out their issues and pretty much become more like a father and son, and finally fulfill the thing when back in season 1, Robbie made up that he went on a canoe trip with his dad, and he faked it, because he didn't know what a real father and son relationship trip would look like. Father and son bonding trip would look like. But now we're finally getting there, because, well, a lot of people made that connection. And I think that's likely what will happen. So I believe that's likely what would happen in this season. We'll see them bond. We'll see them become more like a father and son. And we possibly would see Robbie move in with Johnny. And later on, they'll obviously find Miguel. Johnny will fix up his thing with Miguel, have his little arc with Miguel during the season, and luckily Robbie and Miguel will engage in one final fight to finish their feud. And it'll likely be one final one, because so far they've had their first fight was on the beach party, the All Valley tournament. Then obviously their third fight was a school fight. The fourth one was a near fight. Well, the fourth one I believe was a fight. It was a fight that happened at prom, and now this will be the 5th and likely final friendly-ish fight. This will likely be a more friendly fight, with Robbie being more balanced and Miguel being likely more balanced. And this will be very fascinating, since now they both know each other's styles. Miguel knows a lot of Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai, and Robbie knows a lot of Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do. So I believe I'll be very excited to see how that final fight for them will go. And the next few ones they just have for humorful reasons. And I do believe that after that, Robbie, Johnny, and Miguel, the ending of them is that after a big fight at Miguel's dad's place, will likely just end with them, the trio hugging together. So yeah, and I believe that, like Tyler said, I believe that when Miguel does end up finding his dad, he likely will. Obviously, his dad will not give 2 shits about who the hell he is, and will probably just manipulate him to get what he wants. And likely, Johnny will hate that the wrong way, and pretty much his anger will lose course. And this is where we can possibly see Miguel and Robbie finally fix their burying their hatchet, because they have a lot of similarities. Their lifestyles, their backstories, similarities, like their fathers both leaving them at young ages, not really knowing who they are, moving around with their mom, and pretty much, yeah, and having many different love interests along the way. Miguel and Robbie, seem to switch love interests. Miguel had Sam, and then Miguel lost Sam to Robbie, and then Miguel had Tory. Then Robbie lost Sam to Miguel, and then Miguel lost Tory to Robbie. Well, no, Miguel broke up. Tory broke up with Miguel and then went to Robbie. I think Robbie and Tory are a better coupling because, well, Robbie and Tory could have had Tory control her anger with the help of Julie Pierce, likely, in my opinion. Could help her control that anger, and likely Tory and Robbie will be a better coupling, and Sam and Miguel are a better coupling. Considering that they're both wanting to stay with their significant others, I'm very excited to see how that will go, because I honestly love their two couplings. They're my favorite ones out of the entire show. Sam and Miguel first. Second is Robbie and Tory. And a lot of people may not like the fact that I really actually like Sam's character. But that's a whole nother section of the video. But nonetheless, I hope this is what happens in the series. This may not at all happen, but this is what I think. I do think that maybe possibilities of what could happen with Miguel joining Miyagi-Do, Robbie joining the Eagle Fan, where the Eagle Fan and Miyagi-Do will merge back together. The likability of Julie Pierce reappearing. The arc between Robbie, Johnny, and Miguel. Daniel Chosen and Terry Silver. Julie Pierce, Tory, and Sam, and a bunch of other things. Robbie and Miguel are two of the main hitters. Two of the big hitters. Because most of the main big hitters is Miguel, Robbie, Sam, and Tory. With two of them, and Eli. With two of them gone, that now leaves Sam, Tory, and Eli. Tory and Carlo to lead the dojo, and Eli and Sam to lead their dojo. So yeah, and I'll be very excited to see what the next season will bring in, and yeah. And nonetheless, I'll be very excited to see what this happens. Now, all we know so far is that Cobra Kai Season 5, what we basically know so far is that it has finished filming. It filmed from September to December 10th. It's now currently in post-production, and the only thing we got is pretty much just a logo reveal and leaked set photos of them in Puerto Rico filming. I don't think we have any Atlanta images though. And also it's set to be releasing sometime in 2022. I think it will probably go for an August or September release date. Those thinking it's an April or May one, you gotta be freaking kidding me. That will not happen. Because, well, one, you need to film it. If it's a TV show, you gotta film it, going from September to December. And then after that is post-production, which will likely take 4 to 5 months. From December, January, February, March, and likely April or May. And then after that, not to mention, if it does finish post-production in April, May, June, July, August, to likely promote the show. I believe in August, September, or December one will make sense. Because, well, December happened the last time, maybe happened this time. August or September. I think they're a good waypoint. I don't know. One of those 3 release dates could happen. Even November or October release. That would completely shock me, though, if October or November was when a season would release. But nonetheless, I believe that's where that could happen, but that's pretty much all we know. And the possibility of Julie Pierce appearing is a possibility. And Mike Barnes, I believe he'll likely be appearing, because like Terry Silver, they teased his reappearance, and he actually appeared. Like with Season 1, they teased Kreese reappearing, and at the end of Season 1, he reappeared. Season 2, they teased Ali Mills reappearing, and in Season 3, he reappeared. And they teased Okinawa and anything else from there in Season 2, and that happened in Season 3. Season 3, Terry Silver, that happened. Season 4, Julie Pierce, Season 4, Mike Barnes, and that happened. And Season 5, Mike Barnes will likely be appearing. And possibly be Tory's dad or something, because a lot of people want to believe that. And I could honestly get behind that. Because, well, there's so many similarities between the two. And And Julie Pierce, I believe that will possibly happen. I would love for it to happen personally as a fan of her character, as a fan of Julie Pierce's character, and I actually don't mind like the next Karate Kid. It's actually a unique movie that does the rinse and repeat quite well, and isn't blatantly obvious in my opinion, to my personal preference. But nonetheless, that's what I really think. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below for these ideas and predictions, and yeah, just tell me what you think in the comments below. Now, if you guys want to know the entire life stories of all these characters, there's about thousands of videos on them. I'll try and see if I can leave links in the description below. I'll see if I can. But nonetheless, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content I make on this channel. And so you don't miss any of the amazing other videos I've made. Some of them good, some of the videos I made are honestly quite terrible. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. What do you want to see in Cobra Kai Season 5? What are your theories you have? What do you think is going to happen? Who do you want to see appear, Mike Barnes or Julie Pierce? Tell me in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. And I'll even maybe, now this is a maybe, it's not a definite thing, I may leave links in the comments. And links in the description, maybe, I don't know. Just check the description, I may update it later on, but yeah. Nonetheless, I'll see you guys until the next video. Make sure you do all that, like, subscribe, and until the next video, just make sure to keep talking a lot of those movies, TV shows, and sometimes that video game stuff. Talk about all that stuff on and off. Bye-bye. Oh, and spoilers. Don't link spoilers. Don't do that. That's bad. Palm in your face. I'm sorry, I just really wanted to do that.